Welcome to Terror in Tandem, a podcast about finding entertainment in the macabre, hosted by the knowledgeable and lovable Laura and Richard Mathiasen. Each episode, we discuss the horror genre, from books to film to TV and beyond, sometimes even from the beyond. You can find us on YouTube at Terror in Tandem, on Instagram at Terror in Tandem, and you'll always find our latest episode on our website, terrorintandem.com.
Good to be out of the cellar.
We're back.
Hello.
We had an extended vacation.
Yeah.
Thank you for respecting our space at that time.
I mean, if being locked in a cellar for months is a vacation, then
I
yes.
think that you have come up with some great ideas in that cellar.
I
so
was busy down there.
let's
and
not discount the valid use of something as wonderful as the cellar.
as cellar time. And lest I be thrown back, I shall stop sassing.
I mean, that's where they used to keep, well, some people still do keep their jarred, pickled, and canned goods. They're jarred, pickled, and canned goods.
Yes. I
Not jarred pickles, but sometimes, yeah.
next time, please poke air holes in the jar. That's all I ask.
So we took a little bit of a break just to have a, summer break,
Yeah,
mental and
but
physical reset.
We've been working on some new stuff we'll be rolling out soon.
Yeah, we're going to bonus over Miami.
Yeah, exactly.
We're going to blow the bonus off of your eyes.
It's going to be all of those things and more.
Yeah. And then more bonus explosion.
But we thought, what better way to celebrate coming back after a while than with an episode telling you what to do?
Yeah, well, we love to tell you what to do, but specifically, we love to tell you coming attractions
Yes.
that you might want to engage in. And to be honest, we really just missed, I think, August, and there wasn't much that came out in August.
Personally, I like to think of this as gatekeeping because our taste is impeccable.
No, I mean, it's all out there for the taking.
You're welcome.
We don't keep this information hidden.
You're welcome, everyone. It's a service we provide.
We don't dox this information from websites everywhere.
These are secret movies that no one's heard of until now.
Well, so we're back. We're better than ever. No comment on that. We are better than ever.
I agree.
And we have a whole new slate of episodes coming right at you. And we have our extraordinary third annual Octerrorfest that's
Yes.
just moments away.
Oh, man, it's going to be so fun. We are really excited about it. It's been July was hot. It just was.
It
really
was
hot.
really more humid than
Sustained.
anything.
It was like heat waves that just kept rolling into more heat waves. And we've earned Octerrorfest this year, folks.
We really have. I mean, I feel like it was Terrorfest
Yeah.
in July, but
exactly.
now it's September. The cooling is going to happen, and then the
The leaves,
crispening,
the foliage, all of it.
and then Blood Santa.
Absolutely. So we are going to get into what's coming out in September. And you know what?
I'll start.
I'm going to let you go first is what I was going to say.
Mostly because I have the most.
You do?
I do.
What do you mean you have the most?
I have the most things to recommend.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
All right.
So my first is just a little bit of a cash recommendation. It's a new book called Pay the Piper, and that comes out on the 3rd of September. And it's written by Daniel Kraus, who wrote Troll Hunters and The Shape of Water. But it's really also co-authored by George Romero. So in 2019, while sifting through the University of Pittsburgh's library system, specifically George Romero's archival collection, this novelist, Daniel Kraus, turned up a half-finished novel called Pay the Piper, a project that not a lot of people have ever heard of. And in the years since, he's worked with Romero's estate to bring this unfinished masterwork to the viewers. Well, to the readers.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, he's already a pretty well-known author.
yeah. So he basically finished this unfinished book inspired by George Romero's, half-finished novel. I feel like we've all had that exercise if you've taken a writing class of write a chapter, write a sequel.
Oh, sure. It's actually a lot of fun.
It is fun.
Yeah, fan fiction, basically.
I think I wrote a Poe, actually. I think I wrote another like Cask of Amontillado.
I wrote a sequel to A Christmas Story as a revenge tale of Tiny Tim against Ebenezer Scrooge. It was awesome.
A Christmas Carol.
A Christmas Carol. A Christmas Story is the movie your parents made you watch until you hated the 50s.
So this book is about Alligator Point, Louisiana. Young Renee Pontiac has heard stories of this so-called Piper, a murderous swamp entity haunting the bayou.
Nice. And
she now feels like the legend has come to life. Children are being taken and gruesomely murdered, and Pontiac and the town inhabitants have to resist, and they have to actually confront and acknowledge the sins of their ancestors.
Ancestral sins.
Slave trading, specifically.
Yeah.
And if they don't, then it's time to pay the piper.
I get it. I love it. Because George Romero is pretty synonymous with the zombie genre he helped modernize, or he did modernize basically by himself, and he did a lot of other stuff too that doesn't get as much recognition. This sounds really interesting.
Yeah, and it sounds like this author really wanted to bring this to everybody. So
yeah, here's hoping it's good.
That's just a little casual rec.
Cash. That's what cash means.
Cash rec.
A cashmere recreation.
Right. Exactly. Well, not said. Not well said.
Is it? Do you get to go again? Because that was cash.
No.
I get to go now?
Yeah.
Okay, you know what? I'm going.
Have you forgotten how we do this?
This has been a while.
Yeah, well, it's your turn to make a recommendation. And I know you're stealing the one that I'm the one that showed you this trailer.
How dare you? So I'm going to first recommend a movie that I came up with by myself and found on my own with no help from anyone. It's called The Front Room, and it's coming out September 6th in theaters. And this is coming to you from Sam and Max Eggers. And if Eggers sounds familiar to you, that's because these are the brothers of, I would say, now legendary director Robert Eggers. Director of The Witch, The Northman, The Lighthouse, and The Nosferatu. I'm really excited about this one. Every movie that Robert Eggers has made has been a banger, in my opinion. And I know The Lighthouse is your favorite. Max Eggers actually co-wrote The Lighthouse, and Sam has worked on the crew of his brother's movies. So this one is, I guess, loosely based on a short story by British author Susan Hill, who wrote The Woman in Black, which
nice. That's interesting.
Scary as hell. So now, first off, I just want to say, you did mention that these three are brothers, and am I jealous of a troupe of super creative brothers that like each other enough to make movies? Not at all.
I mean, it's like they're learning from their older brother. Is that how it works?
I don't know.
Is Robert the oldest?
I'm not really sure how it works. I just want to make it clear that I'm in no way jealous of a team of brothers that do cool things together.
Well, horror things.
Yeah.
Non-realistic horror things, like fictitious horror things.
Also, harkens the return of Brandy to horror. Brandy Norwood, welcome back. It's been a minute. We last saw Brandy in our beloved genre in 1998's I Still Know What You Did Last Summer.
Yeah.
That classic. So anyway, Brandy plays a young woman married to Andrew Burnap, who is an actor. So they're a young couple trying to have a kid, and in moves the stepmother from hell, played by Greek-British actress Catherine Hunter, who was recently seen playing... she was the really overbearing mom on Andor. She was the evil guy's mom.
Oh, right.
She's amazing. So she plays the stepmom from hell, who's basically, from what I can gather, a racist Satanist, which... Boo, yay? I guess. I don't know. But so she moves in and she's in some sort of, daughter of the Confederacy type racist group. She's got like all sorts of Klansman type shit. Brandy doesn't like this, as any person might feel. And in addition to that, there's definitely some like cultish devil worship weird shit going on. She's like super overbearing and like a nightmare, just flexing, taking things, moving in.
I think with mother-in-law.
Yes.
You said stepmother-in-law?
Yes. I mean, imagine, the worst case scenario of, an overbearing, disapproving mother-in-law moving in, only she's in the Klan and has a personal relationship with
Just
demons.
combine the worst stepmother with the worst mother-in-law traits, and you have...
This looks like another A24 banger. I really... The trailer I thought was okay, but the cast... the talent behind it, and just the overall vibe of racist, devil mom, that works. I'm up for that. So, as we say here at Terror in Tandem, hail Satan and fuck the Confederacy. The Front Room, September 6th.
We don't say that.
I mean, I just did.
Yeah, but I don't condone nor endorse. As
one of us says.
So my next recommendation is... Listen, I'm not gonna lie here. Some of my recommendations are definitely with an asterisk. This one has an asterisk. I am recommending it. It's a new film called Speak No Evil, and it comes out the 13th of September.
Asterisk as well.
The reason I am definitely recommending it is because the original Dutch film from 2022 on Shudder right now, and this stellar cast makes me feel like I can recommend this wholeheartedly. But with half of my whole heart, I definitely am a little nervous.
50% of me 100% recommends this.
Well, 100% of my heart recommends, but 50% of that 100% recommendation is a little nervous.
Okay.
So that's fine.
Yeah.
Anyway, it's starring...
I think that's called arrhythmia.
It's starring James McAvoy, who we all know and love.
And by the way, you remember when he was like little? When he was just like a skinny little pasty British guy?
Well, I think that when he got all jacked up for that...
For Split.
Shyamalan. Yeah.
I mean, once you go through the effort of hulking out, you got to just stay that way.
Well, those shoulders just don't go back down.
It is, but I'm serious. Like, remember when he was like on Band of Brothers and he was just like a little pale, tiny British guy? And now he's a monster.
Well, he plays a monster in this film.
Yay.
Also starring Mackenzie Davis from Station
her.
11, Halt and Catch Fire, Blade Runner 2049.
Terminator.
Starring Ainsley Francosi.
Yeah, from...
Last Voyage of the Demeter.
The Nightingale.
Game of Thrones. She was Lyanna Stark.
She was also in... Stop Motion, which was super good.
Yeah, just recently.
Yeah, super good.
And she was also in the show The Fall.
She's in great stuff, basically.
And then Scoot McNairy. You guys know Scoot.
Old Scoot.
From Argo, True Detective Part 2. And a callback to Mackenzie Davis. They were both in Halt and Catch Fire.
Nice.
For most of the seasons. So that's really interesting. It's directed by James Watkins, which you earlier mentioned, The Woman in Black. He directed that. He also directed Eden Lake and... The Take.
Oh, Eden Lake. You want a bleak fucking downer of a movie. Do
you want to change your opinion on whatever her name is from the Yellowstone show? You can watch Eden Lake. She's in that. And The Take has Idris. So.
Oh, and speaking of James McAvoy, his counterpart Michael Fassbender was in Eden Lake. His Magneto to Professor X.
Wow, so many connections.
Amazing.
So this version looks to be more of a psychological thriller. The other one the original is too, but a little bit more violent.
I don't know, man. You know what I'm saying.
And it essentially starts with two couples and their only children meeting and becoming friends on vacation while in Croatia.
Yeah.
The James McAvoy Ainsley couple invite the American couple to visit their home in the English countryside. And you can watch the trailer and you can find out a lot of what is going on already.
A whole lot. Like
a little too much.
Wow, there's a lot in that trailer. I
Don't
actually
watch
recommend
the trailer.
Don't watch it.
Watch
Do not.
the trailer for the 2022 version, right?
That's the other thing. The original came out 2 years ago.
Watch
Also,
the original trailer.
It is a Dutch-Danish movie that is mostly in English.
Yes.
So, cool.
Okay, so back to me. Watch the 2022 trailer. Then, if you really want, and this cast is great, and the premise is exciting to you, go see this. We're gonna go see it.
Oh, probably. Yeah, it's just
But don't watch this trailer because it tells you everything.
Seems like it does.
I know everything that happens because of the original, and it looks like pretty close. Well, there was shot by shot, but also over-explaining.
There was a quite devastating twist in the original that is in the fucking trailer of the new one. And also, you're right. The original was all about subtlety.
Yes.
And the basis behind it was like the trappings of civilized politeness,
am I
of like fake politeness. Yeah.
Am I overreacting? Are these people just quirky?
Adhering to societal niceties to the detriment of your own safety.
To the point where it's too late.
Yeah. And this is like really...
like they figure it all out and they fight back. So...
bash you over the head with it.
Not to... Yeah, it's very...
Maybe it's different. Maybe it's a different thing. Maybe it's its own thing.
Well, we're going to see it. I recommended it.
Asterisk.
Recommended the 2022. But, if you haven't seen that one and you like this cast and you want something to go see, I would say this is probably going to be a really entertaining horror movie.
I mean, listen, that is the kicker. Those 4 actors are fantastic. And
I can already tell that Mackenzie Davis is like totally underutilized.
She's in great.
Film. She's amazing honestly, in everything. She should be in everything.
I feel like she is one role away from superstardom. She's just a phenomenal actor.
I personally think that she has superstardom, at least in the niche genre.
I mean,
that
like,
she's been
you know
in.
what I mean, like A-list kind of shit. But Aisling Francosi is an amazing actor. She's been in some awesome genre
and James
movies.
McAvoy, when he's scary.
Yeah.
He can be really scary.
Yeah, for sure.
But let's check it out. We'll all check it out. It is definitely my recommendation.
Asterisk. You want
to
take a break?
Boop, boop. Asterisk.
Hi, my name is Brundlefly, an unholy amalgam of scientist Seth Brundle and a disgusting housefly. If you're anything like me, you too are slowly morphing into a hideous fly beast due to an experimental teleporter accident. I mean, we've all been there. Honestly, it wouldn't be so bad, but that caustic acid you barf up to melt your food sure does a number on the old insides. Ugh, the burning, the roiling. It's a real mood killer. And the mood's hard enough to keep going with all the other goopy shit falling off of you. Well, plop, plop, fizz, fizz, I'm in the solution biz. Introducing Brundlefly's Tummy Tonics, a new industrial strength antacid that legally cannot be sold in any country. Each kilogram of Brundlefly's Tummy Tonics, serving size 5 kilograms, contains enough acid nullifying agent to calm even the rumbliest of man-fly hybrid tummies. Say goodbye to unwanted belching that accidentally melts anyone standing near you. Take it from me, that's a surefire way to ruin Sunday dinner. And if you happen to run an off-license chemical plant, this will clean that up too, just saying. Brundlefly's Tummy Tonics. Pop one for instant relief while your victims melt, and the only thing you'll be worried about is where to find seconds. This is a fake ad for a fake product on a horror-themed podcast. We do not condone nor endorse getting drunk and putting yourself into an experimental teleporter that explodes monkeys just to impress your girlfriend. Welcome back, lovelies.
Hi.
Yeah.
You're up now.
Oh, good. My next one is a fun one. It's something that it had been, they've been talking about this for 20 years, and I never really thought it would get done. And then it seems like it got made all at once, and it's coming out. September, Beetlejuice, the sequel to Beetlejuice. Oh,
you
shit.
said all three.
No!
Whoa.
No!
What the fudge?
So anyway, listen, asterisk as well, because comedies made decades after the classic first installment.
The difference is most people are back.
I can't think of many that work. However, yes.
New good people have entered the building.
We've got returning Catherine O'Hara, Winona Ryder, and Michael Keaton. Gina Davis isn't coming back, but that's okay. She's perfect and has done nothing wrong. Alec Baldwin...
He's got to take some time away.
He needs to step away. And, of course, Jeffrey Jones in the years since has become a convicted pedophile. So, speaking of Jeffrey Jones, this movie starts with the funeral of his character. Oh, so sorry to see you go.
I'm sure they'll mention it.
Bye. Yeah, no. So Charles Dietz is dead. Lydia's all grown up. She's got a daughter of her own. That's
played by Jenna Ortega.
Rebellious queen, Jenna Ortega, who, in a fit of, what are you doing, summons Beetlejuice and starts a whole bunch of shenanigans. So joining them on this route, Willem Dafoe, Monica Bellucci, Justin Theroux, and as we mentioned, Jenna Ortega. Tim Burton's back to direct. Catherine O'Hara, if anything, is only even more magnificent than she was back then. And unfortunately, Glenn Shaddix did pass away in 2010, so we won't see Otho, which is a real miss from the first movie. But
and Catherine O'Hara has been killing it with the press tour.
Oh, yeah.
She was interviewed by someone named Kevin, and in between questions, she just goes, "Kevin!" And he was like, "Wait a minute, what?"
That's
she goes, "Wait, I
amazing.
need to do that again because that wasn't as accurate."
Oh my God, that would be that's like a lifetime just joy of interviewing Catherine O'Hara. So, yeah, I'm going to say this does look really good.
I mean, you have so much flavor from the original.
Everybody's super passionate about it. Everyone's back. And some recent comments that Tim Burton and Michael Keaton have made give me a lot of faith in the movie. They've said that they've kept Beetlejuice just as gross and misogynistic and icky as he ever was, which is great because that was the whole point of the character. He was like a sexist dick. And he doesn't have a ton of screen time, which was true in the original movie. He didn't have a lot of screen time. And I think Beetlejuice is a character that is best in small doses. He's really a lot. So having him not dominate the entire film and keeping it focused on the Dietz family, just like the original movie, perfect.
It looks like the same type of cinematography, of course.
The same
I'm sure Tim Burton is using
rhythm.
The same crew.
Michael Keaton, to his credit, really looks pretty much the same. I mean, the guy's like 70 years old. And just from the trailer when he says the juice is loose, I mean, I lost it. It was great to see him. It was great to see the energy that is so clear. And I mean, adding Monica Bellucci, Justin Theroux, Jenna Ortega, and Willem Dafoe to your cast is a step in the right direction.
Oh, yeah.
I'm really looking forward to this. I hope it is kind of a return to form for Tim Burton, who, I don't know, he's been a bit commercialized, I think, in recent years. And I would love to see that perfect mixture of Grand Guignol, like humorous darkness that Tim Burton has.
And like so many props to the original Beetlejuice was being called Beetlejuice, and this sequel being called Beetlejuice.
That's hilarious.
It's smart.
It's pretty good. Yeah.
Instead of Beetlejuice 2 or Returns.
Yeah.
Or,
the Rise of Beetlejuice Rising.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or it's juicier.
So it's like
Beetlejuice.
It's like Candyman, only funnier.
Yeah.
You know. So I'm really looking forward to this. I hope it's not like an Anchorman 2 situation, but I think it's going to be good. It looks really good. The trailer's excellent. And like I said, you can kind of feel the enthusiasm behind it, which I think goes a long way towards selling, especially at comedy.
Yeah. No offense to any of the other actors there, but I think that from Michael Keaton, I'd hit the point that he's at in his career where he's really gone in a very serious Oscar-winning direction to come back and do this.
Well, he's definitely at the like I don't give a shit part of his stage because he's like doing Batman again. He's doing Beetlejuice. He's like, what, fuck it, whatever. Let's have fun. Let's do it. And he's crushing all of it because he's Michael Keaton and he's been crushing it for like 50 years. So Beetlejuice. Go see it September 6th. Also, like if you just saw The Front Room and you need to come down, something a little lighter than Confederate Demon Grandma. Check it out.
So I think I'm going to take advantage of my co-host's lack of research here because I think that he would have wanted to recommend this, but I'm grabbing it because it is coming out September 20th. And it's probably one of the only body horror films I may ever recommend. The Substance.
Damn my lack of research. That's coming out in September?
Yep.
Fuck.
So it's starring Demi Moore.
Look at you smiling.
Margaret Qualley and Dennis Quaid.
You're going to have to watch it with me.
I know. I'm very excited.
Speaking of Dennis Quaid, he just released a gospel album.
Cool.
Yeah.
Well, we're not recommending that.
I'm just saying, Dennis Quaid is an interesting man. Brother of Randy, God-fearing Christian Republican, starring in body horror movies, and his son Jack is awesome. Lots of stuff.
The Substance mostly is going to be focused on the women.
Oh, yeah. And their goop.
And it's directed and written by Coraline Farragut, who did the French film Revenge.
Yes, she did.
And
which a certain
I
someone
believe
just
this
watched.
is her first English language film.
So anyone who's seen Revenge should have an idea of the director's comfort with gore.
Yeah, and female empowerment and
fucking shit up.
Yes, so I'm excited for those reasons.
Damn it.
Demi Moore portrays a fading young Hollywood star dealing with aging, of course.
As we all do.
And her, like I said, fading celebrity. Her name is Elizabeth Sparkle.
Awesome.
And she is an actress turned TV exercise guru.
I mean, Demi Moore doing this role
I know.
at this point in her life is fascinating.
She undergoes a black market medical procedure that promises self-actualization, but culminates in the spawning of Sue, played by Margaret Qualley, which is a clone of her younger self that basically is in existence because of weekly spinal taps.
Yeah, it looks like it comes out Malignant style.
The pair are warned to respect their new relationship or risk corrosive consequences.
Ooh, those are some of the worst consequences.
And I will tell you that Sue starts to want time in the limelight. And a slime ball executive played by Dennis Quaid and her own growing ambition, Sparkle is faced with an existential threat, one that endangers both herself and her new clone. So
it is supposed to be super gross too.
It looks really poppy.
One of those things
pop
that
art, but like violent pop art.
Yeah, no, it's got an Andy Warhol emptiness to it, but purposeful. It's one of those movies that premiered at festivals, and then you heard stories of people like barfing and passing out.
It's going to be disgusting. And so, like I said, this is probably one of the only body horror films I may recommend, and who knows how I'll feel after.
Demi Moore gave some very interesting interviews about making this film because she is nude in some scenes that are also very non-sexy. They're violent and gross.
Well, there's spinal taps happening, so
playing
it's going to be
she
very
said,
rough.
She discussed the vulnerability of exposing her body at her age, and how important this role was, and how it mirrors things that she's felt and experienced, aside from the person growing out of your spine. But I encourage people to actually watch some of the press tour for this, because Demi Moore, she's just at a very contemplative, interesting point in her life. And with the recent Brat Pack documentary that just came out, and this, I hope she made a very underrated, cool horror comedy, dark comedy called Corporate Animals a few years ago. And I'm really digging Demi's dark side,
Yeah, I mean, listen.
It's been one
Demi
crazy
Moore,
summer, folks.
Demi Moore has been at the ageism and plastic surgery.
For sure.
And, I mean, some could argue that plastic surgery is, body dysmorphia, is body violence.
I agree. It's a complicated
body
issue.
Horror in
especially
itself.
Somebody getting corrective surgery who arguably needs no correction.
Yeah.
Or what even is correction?
Correct, Chin.
Ah.
But yeah, I think it's going to be interesting. And I think that honestly, the pairing of the two, Margaret Qualley
It's
and Demi
very
Moore,
interesting seeing the two of them because it is quite plausible that she's a younger version.
Yeah. So that's coming out September 20th. And I triple checked because I couldn't believe that you didn't put it on your list.
Some bitch. Well, I was really September's a stacked month. Like there's a lot going on. You're right. It's been a little slow summer, although I think we were away.
Cuckoo.
Long Legs, man.
Long Legs.
Oh, shit.
Well, we're doing it in our end of year review.
And we will be discussing it. And yeah, Cuckoo came out this month. Alien Romulus came out this month. But September, damn, there's just a lot going on. Like my next one, which is coming out October. Excuse me. Excuse me. Hold on. I smell. You cooking toast? Might be burning. Oddity is my next movie, Oddity, and it's coming out on dear beloved Shudder on September the 27th. Now, this little oddity of a film is the sophomore effort of Irish director Damien McCarthy, who previously directed the really weird, super atmospheric, and awesome Caveat, which is also on Shudder. You can check that out. So this one looks equally weird, equally disturbing. Damien McCarthy has, in 2 films, seems to have really established quite a unique aesthetic and voice, which is great. I mean, when someone comes onto the scene already confident and already knowing who they are, what they want to do, it's invigorating. Mm-hmm. And Caveat was a bit of a polarizing movie. I loved it. It really burst onto the scene of like, whoa, who is this guy? You know? So anyway, the story is Danny is brutally murdered at a remote country house, which, remote country houses, this is where a lot of brutal murders occur, that she and her husband Ted are renovating, and everyone suspects an escaped mental patient where Ted is a doctor at the hospital where Ted is a doctor. However, that suspect turns up dead.
Uh-oh.
So Danny's sister, a year later, the blind Darcy, a psychic and owner of a curio shop, which are 2 jobs that go really well together. I mean, if you're a curio
blind
shop
and a
owner, psychic,
and you have a curio shop, you might want to buy some stuff from there,
or
not.
A lot of the boxes are ticked. Just like, don't be rude to this person, is what I'm saying. So a year later, Darcy, the blind psychic curio shop owner, pays an unexpected visit to Ted and his new girlfriend. But she's not alone. She brings with her a weird wooden mannequin.
Doesn't he have like a weird doll in
it's like
the other movie?
In Caveat, yeah, there's like a weird bunny. A weird wooden mannequin that's human-sized. And when I say mannequin, I really, really, really don't mean like the ones you see at a department store. This is like a scary monster thing that, like, an old Serbian couple would have carved in the 12th century to scare children. It is horrifying. And it's also filled with weird secrets and stuff. Yeah. So Darcy shows up at this house and she's super aggressive and weird and knows a bunch about the death. And shit goes down. I don't want to say any more than that because Damien McCarthy's films, as far as the first one is concerned anyway, best entered into a little blind. So just know that if it's anything like Caveat, it's got a real vibe to it. It is disturbing and leaves you with that wonderful feeling of, oh God, what the fuck? So yes, that's my kind of movie. Oddity, coming out September 27th. You don't even need to leave the house for this one, folks. I'm doing you a real solid because, as we know, outside is scary and it smells weird.
Yeah.
Asterisk, it did have a limited run in theaters, but since it didn't play anywhere near me, and it didn't play at a lot of places, and it's coming out in Shudder in September, I figured I could get away with it in September. Asterisk over.
So my next recommendation is Azrael.
It's
coming out the end of the month, the 27th of September. starring Samara Weaving.
Ooh, we like her.
We do. And directed by E.L. Katz, who directed some horror show episodes that I really dig, like Channel Zero, an episode of Haunting of Bly Manor, and a couple of episodes of the new post-apocalyptic show that's coming out, Teacup.
Teacup?
With the gas masks.
Yeah.
And
I did see that.
Yeah.
That looks
it's going to be a TV show.
I mean, I don't know anything about it, but
He's going to direct the first 2 episodes of that.
Well, E.L. Katz knows their.
You're the cat's meow.
Absolutely.
It's written by Simon Barrett, who wrote You're Next.
I like Simon Barrett.
Me too.
Yeah.
And both of these dudes, E.L. Katz and Simon Barrett, are connected in the world of Adam Wingard.
Yes, they are.
So
Adam Wingard, who began as a dope horror movie director and now makes Godzilla movies.
Yeah. Hey, who wants to pay for his
That's
beach
cool.
house?
Adam, come back. Make another. Make The Guest 2.
So I would recommend watching the trailer for this one. I know my earlier recommendation of Speak No Evil, I was like, don't watch the trailer. It gives too much away. I would watch the trailer
This
for
trailer's
this
pretty good.
because there is really nothing about this movie out there.
Yeah.
So I'm going to give you as best of a scenario as I can.
It's like really under the radar.
So this is a post-apocalyptic world where no one speaks.
Mm-hmm.
And we discover a young woman played by Samara Weaving who has escaped her imprisonment, and she's recaptured, and she's going to be sacrificed to prevent future harm to this community because the wilderness that they inhabit probably responds to language, or maybe their tongues are cut out.
Well,
I don't know.
As far as I could tell, this, when you use the word apocalypse, this very much is the original meaning of the word apocalypse, as in the biblical sense. This is, according to the trailer, it's post-rapture.
Yes.
So for anyone who didn't grow up in the loving embrace of the church, the rapture is the first part of the apocalypse, the end of all things, when all the good people, the nice Christians, the God-fearing people who don't do anything bad to kids, get sucked up into heaven, and I guess they leave their pacemakers and keys and fillings behind. But they get raptured up into their eternal grace, and the shitheads left behind, we just get 1,000 years of darkness and bees and dogs with bees in their mouths, and when they bark, they shoot bees at you.
Like translates to helped by God, and is associated with the archangel of death and
fallen angel.
Yes. So it's really, I think it looks very interesting. Samara Weaving is great.
She's so good
I
in
think
everything.
She can carry everything.
Yes.
She carried Ready or Not.
Guns akimbo.
So I think she can carry this. I'm excited to see it. It looks gritty, and it sort of feels like what we wanted watchers to be like.
I feel like it's sort of like if Left Behind wasn't straight up like propaganda. This is like The Rapture, but an actual horror movie.
Yeah.
Kirk Cameron, nowhere near this one.
Yeah.
Folks, we are.
We don't think anyway.
No. So, I mean, Simon Barrett's got a pretty solid track record, so.
So, yeah. Azrael coming out 9/27.
Really looking forward to that one. So after you're done watching Azrael in the theater, come on home and watch Oddity.
I also have another little recommendation.
Folks,
season 3 of the TV show called From is coming back on the 22nd of September.
Nice. Which one's that?
It's the one with Michael from Lost.
Harold Perrineau.
Yes.
Right. Yeah, the guy from Oz.
In that weird town, which I'm really reading.
Yeah.
Weird town
We
stuff.
love weird towns here. Whether it's Derry, whether it's Twin Peaks,
or
Castle
Wayward
Rock,
Pines.
Wayward Pines, the island from Lost, I guess. They had that village in it.
And the show From, where is something of a town where you happen into, but you can't find your way out of.
That was under the dome. Yeah, all sorts of stuff. That's great. Wow.
So we're back and
obviously better than ever.
And recommending all of the things, everything we could get our eyes and ears on.
Well, but for real, we do have some new interesting things that are going to be coming out on our Instagram page and on YouTube in the coming months. We'll be back with our episodes with Octerafest. I mean, all good stuff, folks, leading up to our best ofs, and then another year surrounded by terror.
In tandem.
Ooh.
As we always are.
Yes.
We'll see you next time.
Bye-bye. Terror in Tandem is written, produced, and recorded by Laura and Richard Mathiasen, and edited and mixed by Richard Mathiasen. Our theme was written and performed by Carrie Denver, and all other music was written and performed by David Suspanic. All opinions expressed on this podcast are our own and should be taken as such. Thanks for listening, and please remember to give us a like, a review, and subscribe wherever you get your podcasts. See you next time. We're standing right behind you.